Legend of Total War here, and today we've got another Saving Disaster campaign. We're playing as the Byzantines again, but this is a very interesting scenario. It's in the 18th century, in Medieval 2. So, he's played 329 turns into it, and hasn't really progressed very far, nor did he ever do so. But yeah, it's looking like it's in a pretty bad shape. Now, having a little bit of look at it, what I want to do, like Edessa, hang on, that's supposed to be Kaffa. Why do you name it Edessa? Isn't it supposed to be Odessa? Doesn't matter. What I want to do is kill this army, come down here, and retake Constantinople, and then just work from there. Because at least we've got a fortress here that we can work from.
Right-click on a building.
Oh, hell no. There's your first problem. Fucking advice. You can listen to the advisor. Telling you to turtle. That's CA working against you there. Anyway. Now, with this video here, this isn't going to be like the other disaster campaigns because this is just a little bit of a sort of pre-warning, so if you want, you can click away. I'm going to be speaking fairly candidly during this video. I'm going to be opening up a little bit. I've decided to do it on this video, not on a separate video because, well, like those separate videos, I don't know, I think I just mostly just sit there talking to a blank screen. And I think I can play this campaign well enough without having to explain every little detail, but also talking about what I want to talk about. So, you know, just a forewarning to those of you who don't like to listen to, you know, my personal stories and things like that, you're free to leave. Don't worry about it. I don't hold it against you. I'd appreciate it if you listened, but I don't expect you to. Anyway. So, what is the crux of what we're going to be talking about today? What I'm going to be talking about? Yes. Basically, guys, the last 2 weeks have been very difficult on me. I've had a bit of a rough 2 weeks. It's mostly the Twitch thing, but it's been a rough 2 weeks. Watching all of what I built up over the past few months basically come crashing down on me. It's made me very depressed, and I've been very uninspired over the past few days, and I haven't been playing Total War. And as many of you know, you know, Total War Warhammer 2 came out, the Vampire Coast came out. I purchased it, but I haven't played it yet. I don't have any inspiration to do so right now. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to play that at some point, but I've lost so much inspiration because of everything that's going on. And I feel like I'm letting you guys down by not covering that. And I want to sort of explain what's going on in my head. Because here's the thing. I cannot function properly if I'm unhappy and depressed. And that's just what is the case. And if I was to make some Vampire Coast content, it would be just as bad as the Dark Elf campaign, and I don't want to do that again. I'd much rather wait until I fix my head, talk to you guys about it, and get into this battle while it's going on.
What do you command, my lord?
And get my head screwed on straight, and fix these problems, and then come back to Vampire Coast, you know, a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 6 months from now, even if need be, and do it justice. You know, I know everyone expects that, you know, you just get on and get it done, you know, just play the fucking game, monkey. But unfortunately, look, I don't want to make crap content, and I'm just playing it right now. I can't do it right now. Okay, you just have to accept that. But what I will do is talk to you guys about what's going through my head, the trouble that I'm having, and I want to open up a little bit more to you guys because I don't think I've been a little bit of an anomaly within the Total War community, not necessarily in a good way. You know, people often say, why is it always you? Why are you the always one who's getting banned, suspended, blacklisted? Why is it always you who's complaining, getting into drama? Why is it always Legend? And maybe if I tell you some of these stories, it might shed some light as to why that is. Because when these controversies happen, they force me to think about my actions and think about who I am as a person, and, you know, whether I'm a bad person or not. And I don't think I am a bad person, but it does force me to think about these things. So that's what I've done, and I will talk to you guys about it. So again, if that's not what you want to hear, and you just wanted to hear me talk about the game, I'm sorry, but I really want to talk to you guys about the stuff. I do need your support. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd have left the YouTube community a long time ago. I'd have left Total War a long time ago. There's not a lot of people I feel like I can count on. There's no one, I feel, but you guys that have my back, I feel. And I know it's not the most entertaining content, but if you want to see me get healed, get fixed mentally, because I'm in a bad way at the moment, unfortunately I need your support. Not monetarily, I just basically need you guys to listen, hopefully understand, and let me know what you think. You know, even if what you think is that I'm completely in the wrong, and you think I'm a horrible human being and I need to seppuku, if that's what you think, whatever, just, you know, now is not the time to troll, I'll tell you that much, okay? Anyway, so, I sort of want to start at the beginning of it all. Like, who is Legend of Total War, and how did he become this way? Legend of Total War was born, like, you know, me as I am currently now, about 8 years ago. Now, that was before I started YouTube, of course, but no, it's even further back than that. We are the sum of our experiences, and you gotta know what my experiences are to understand who I am. In high school, I don't have fond memories of high school. I had a group of friends, which I thought we were good friends at high school, but when I, you know, later on in life, like after we graduated, I realized most of my friends were just shit friends. Now, I may have been a shit friend as well, but I learnt from experience. I'm not going to go into specific details of how shitty my friends were, but let me just say that when I went to university for my second degree, in 2008, I decided to leave my friends behind. Most of them. Actually, my best friend is someone from high school who's always been a good guy, but he is the exception to the case, not the rule. Most of my friends were just, you know, we grew up together, and they were, you know, the horrible shit that we did to each other, it just seemed normal to me at the time. You know, sabotaging relationships, that kind of shit. It was not good, okay? And, you know, I didn't realize, you know, until recently how far-reaching... Shit, got too close there. I can't believe they're just sitting there doing nothing. Anyway, long story short, like, I was a bad friend, they're a bad friend, whatever. Anyway, I decided that, you know, because the thing is, like, they were cheating on their girlfriends and fucking doing drugs and smoking and drinking, and I was always been pretty much on the straight and narrow. Like, this thing, when I was a kid, I was the nice guy, you know, the nice guy version type. That was me. I wouldn't dare offend anyone. If you ask someone I grew up with in like grade 8 or 9, like primary, high school, early high school, and tell them what I am now, they would not fucking believe it. I promise you that they wouldn't fucking believe it. You know, I didn't swear. You know, it's a nice guy. But we are the sum of our experiences, aren't we? So, you know, after high school, I was at university. Most of my friends were just deadbeats, just wasting their time. I felt wasting their money, just crashing their cars, that kind of shit. And you know what? I was doing a lot of the same stuff as well. They were a bad influence. Maybe no, I don't know. Anyway, the whole experience taught me one thing: that I did not need a lot of friends. That I only ever needed 1 or 2 friends, and that would be enough for me. And I've always had that, you know, 1 or 2 friends, and I would close myself off to anyone else. So that's probably why, for the most part on YouTube, I close myself off to most people. Then, some more, you know, there's more things that happen. It's a pretty long story, this actually. Probably need the entire episode. Shortly after graduating, I was a video editor. And I used to work on corporate videos. Boring ass shit, but you know, it paid the bills. And to say that that employment was good. It was not enjoyable. Let me just put it that way. Some bosses were good, but oftentimes the bosses that communicated well were the bosses that just didn't pay well. And unfortunately, I had to pay the bills. You know, I was gonna get married. I needed money. You know, gotta start a life. Can't be living off niceness and favors, because a lot of bosses, you know, hey, you do one job for me for free and I'll pay you next time, and that next time never comes around. But anyway, and I had one boss who paid well enough, but fucked me around in terms of time. My God, did he fuck me around? And he would annoy the shit out of me. He was just the most annoying fucking person.
Blessed. The enemy general is dead.
The worst thing about it is that anytime that I basically didn't show him that, you know, I was his buddy, he would withhold work from me. And so I had to pretend to basically be his friend, which was hard because he was fucking annoying. And then one day I fucking snapped. And because he, like, not only did he annoy me, but he wasted so much of my fucking time. Like, he lived a long way from me. Like, I would go to pick up the project. I'd have to go pick up the project from his fucking house, right? I was willing to pay for, you know, for postage for what what's it called? The express postage for a USB. No, but no, he wouldn't have it. No, you gotta come to me. You gotta come to me, so I can see you in person and talk to you about it. It's like, but it's so far away and you don't pay me enough, and you know. Whatever the case is, whatever the case is, he didn't respect my time and wasted my time and fucked me around a lot. Okay, and I told him a bunch of times, once, and it didn't improve. And I snapped one day and basically gave him a mouthful of what I thought of him as a boss. And
Battle
well, let's
seems
just
to
say
be
that was
swinging
the
in
end.
our
In fact,
favor.
I decided
From such
that was
tidings
like I was
does
not making
victory
money.
emerge.
I'd been to
Battle is
university
in
for
our
6 years.
favor.
Shut
If
up.
we're true and wholehearted.
I'd been to university for 6 years, and I was getting paid less than I did working at a fucking supermarket, because bosses would fuck me around for time so much,
Praise
or
the
ask me to do
Almighty,
too many favors
our
or whatever,
enemy.
and I was getting fucking sick of it. And I was working on these boring ass projects that weren't fucking shot properly, and they asked for fucking miracles out of me. So, I'll tell you what, the battle went bloody well though. 3%. I mean, it was lucky that we had the high ground there. Anyway, so I decided enough of that industry. I've had enough. I'm going to change industries. And I didn't know what to do. So I signed up for the Air Force. And I didn't want to join to the Air Force, but I felt like I had no other options. I had just studied for 6 years. I had a mountain of debt. I needed to make money. And I had basically gotten... I couldn't go back to that industry. I couldn't keep looking for work from bosses. It just was no money. Don't forget, this was during the global financial crisis. This was during the GFC. Nobody had any fucking money, you know, and work was just really scarce. So it was tough. So this was around 2008, 2009, roughly. 2010, something around there. Anyway, and I realized that I had wasted an entire year with this guy. All because I never had the guts to just tell him how he pissed me off. And yeah, he probably would have fired me a bit earlier, but I wouldn't have wasted so much fucking time, you know, having to hug him. I think about it, it's so fucking annoying. You know, I'd meet up with him, he'd want to hug. Fucking, you know, not queer, but it's so fucking annoying. But anyway, because I personally, guys, I don't fucking like hugging other men. I'm not homophobic or anything. I just don't like it. All right, I just don't enjoy it. Whatever. I'm getting off topic with this stuff.
By the Lord above, our
So I resolved that I was going to change. I wasn't going to be so much of a pussy from then on. And if somebody had a problem with me, I was going to speak my mind. I was going to speak my mind from then on. I wasn't going to try so much to please everyone, because I ended up always being hurt. People took advantage of what was my good nature, and I resolved to change. I resolved to harden up, and that is exactly what I did. I hardened up, and I said to myself, I would never let myself get taken advantage of again.
Men, we march.
Okay, we need to destroy some stuff. Because I need money, because I need a boat to get over here. You don't need this. Okay. Ah, damn, I was hoping to get some troops. There's no troops incoming here, so whatever. I'm just gonna merchant, making a whole...
Ready to
7
trade.
gold! Yeah, so much money. Let me just see if there's anything else that's... I can't get it because of that
Would you
assassin there.
believe I'm just laying low?
Whatever. So yeah, like I said, I resolved to never to just do things just because I thought it was making other people happy. And then the next thing happened, which was very, very shortly after. It may have even been during, but I had a crisis of faith. Now, I was raised Catholic, and I've said this a number of times on live streams and stuff, and I don't really like to talk about it because I believe that everybody should believe whatever they want to. Whatever makes you happy, I'm happy for you to believe it. Catholic, Muslim, Christian, whatever you believe, Hindu, I don't care. Believe whatever you want, you have my blessing, but please don't proselytize towards me, okay? That's all I ask, okay? Just leave me alone and I will leave you alone. But I was raised Catholic. I didn't have a choice in the matter. Baptized Catholic. Had to go to church every Sunday. Punished if we misbehaved in church. All that kind of shit. I remember in my young years, I questioned the nature of God, and I was punished for it. And I resented that. I resented it greatly. Anyway, in my early 20s, I had a crisis of faith. Hadn't been to church ever since basically I left home. And, you know, not going to church every day, oh, not every day, every Sunday, and being subjected to other beliefs. My wife, who I met when I was 21, was not Christian. Just wasn't nothing. And I was like, you know, amongst, you know, I met other people, especially when you're at university, you met people who just don't share your same beliefs. And it got me to question those beliefs. And so I was really into the Roman Empire, and so I looked into the origins of Christianity, and I was not happy with what I found. Now, some people look towards the origins of, you know, the Christianity and find faith in that. Me, however, I was disgusted. I was disillusioned and disgusted, and I was angry, and I became an atheist. You know, it happened gradually. It didn't happen immediately, but I stopped believing in God and all that shit, and I became not only, you know, not a Catholic, but I became utterly repulsed by Catholicism in general.
Command me. Yes. Yes, my lord.
And
Yes, my lord.
like I said, people should be allowed
shall
to believe whatever they
continue
want. If you're a
tomorrow, my
Catholic,
lord.
I've got nothing against you. You know, happy for you to believe whatever you want. But you know, I was raised Catholic, and I resented it greatly. I think we got a lot of allies. Yeah. And the thing is, because I had no friends, or not no friends, I had very few friends, you know, from choice. I wouldn't open up to people, and because I was, you know, really, I had become a stronger, more outspoken person, I took to Facebook. I took to Facebook and became the closest thing to an SJW I've ever been. Every outrage in the world, whether it be non-gay marriage to anti-vaxxers or whatever, became my mission to speak out on Facebook and become a virtue signaling shit. It's not something I'm proud of, but you know, we all live and learn, don't we? Yeah, how far we've come. Whatever. So I was basically offended by the Catholic Church. Offended by what they were teaching, offended by the indoctrination of children, and various other things that they were doing to children. I was and am to this day offended by the Catholic Church, and consider them amongst one of the greatest evils this world has ever produced. That is my personal belief, okay? I consider the Catholic Church to be a hateful despicable organization. And like I said, I took to Facebook and I made it very, very clear about how I felt about it. And my response to that was people unfriended me. People who, what few friends I had left. Back in the day, it was like one of those things where, I've got 400 friends on Facebook. And I think at my peak, I had 400 friends on Facebook, right? And I went down to 90 friends on Facebook. Most of which are direct relatives of mine. And it was like, I was speaking my mind. I was, telling people about what I thought was offensive, and people didn't appreciate that. And you know what? It was fine. Facebook was definitely the wrong place to be talking about it. Shit, I don't know what to do about this. I can't get there in time. I can't get to Ragusa. I don't know what I can do about that. They're going to besiege it next turn, and we are not ready. And I'm not going to go back there. We have to take Constantinople. I'd rather lose Edessa and take Constantinople than the other way around.
Moving ashore, my lord. Let me strike, my lord. We shall send them to hell.
At the end of the day,
or
this
worse.
here is going to be a lot easier to defend than
Sooner
fucking...
or later, they will relent, my
fucking
lord.
Catholic.
When shall we attack the walls then, my lord?
Confusing me because... Like, you can rename it whatever you want, but... Fucking Edessa's over here, alright? I think you want to name it Odessa. Don't know. Look, I could recruit some more units, but truth be told, like, there is no hope. I will not recruit enough troops in time, and...
I look forward to fighting you.
No. No, I'd much rather recruit from here.
Command me.
Yes.
Hopefully this English bastard leaves,
Yes, my lord.
but we
Let
can
me
defeat
strike, my lord.
them based on that. Alright, where were we? So yeah, like I said, this was things that I felt were offensive to me. I was offended to it, and I wanted the Catholic Church to end. And I used to associate with other atheists, and, go out and debate against other Christians. I felt like Christianity was a great evil in the world. Now,
not good,
of
Lord.
course, things
enemy have laid
changed.
siege
I
upon
realized
us.
after doing this for about 6 months that I should live and let live was a better way of doing things. At the end of the day, when I became an atheist, no one really said that I couldn't become one. No one tried to stop me. People just hated the fact that I went on about Catholicism, even though like I said, I was offended by the shit that I had to hear throughout my entire life about Catholicism.
Who do I face? My
It sounds
lord.
weird saying all the time, I'm offended, but just bear with me, there's a point to this, okay? Order resolve. Oh, no, I won't.
Waste no time sparing enemies this day.
Anyway,
man.
so I gave it up. I realized that Facebook is not the place for that. I gave up the SJW shit and realized I was... Look, I'm still to this day an atheist, but to the extent that I haven't found a belief system that I think is correct. To the point of like, I abstain, basically. Just think of it like that. I abstain from belief. I think the natural world is all we have, the material world, and I am a materialist. And I'm also kind of a determinist as well. I kind of believe we don't have free will. But, that's a topic for another time, but maybe another time. Anyway, but, I went from being, the hardcore Facebook atheist, which I'm sure those of you who were around in 2010 know exactly how annoying they were. Unfortunately, I was one of them. But I reformed and I stopped. I stopped being that way. And as a result of that, after taking on other people's mantles, but people not taking on my mantle, nobody having my back, I resolved to not care anymore. I just didn't care about what other people had to say because nobody cared about what I had to say.
The battering ram is in place.
So
it will not be long
when other
before our
people would
enemy's
come to me and be
defenses
like,
fall.
oh, this social issue is really important, you should care. I was like, nah, no one cared about my thing. So why should I care about yours? Like, don't get me wrong. Let them care about it. It was a live and live
Our men have
situation.
done
I was
well.
not going to
The
join anyone
gates have
else's crusade.
fallen.
Because nobody joined me on mine. Which, to be honest, it wasn't a crusade worth fighting anyway. But it made me jaded, even more so. So I became, you know, that's probably where Legend of Total War was born. As a guy who had experienced bad friends, bad bosses, and look, I didn't have a bad upbringing. I have a pretty good relationship with my family. I was never abused by priests or anything like that, but I was offended, you know, by it all.
The battering
And
ram is
so,
in place.
like I said,
It
bad
will
friends,
not be long before our enemy's
bad
defenses
religion.
fall.
And bad bosses led me to not trust anyone but basically one person. Myself, and essentially my wife. My wife has been basically the only person I could always count on. But the thing is, with religion side of thing, she couldn't relate to it, so because she was never brought up religious, so you know, if you can't relate to something, you can't relate to something. It's fine. She did her best. So anyway, when it came to, so here I was, right? No career path, didn't know what I was doing, a crisis of faith, and very few friends. Joining up on the Air Force, I didn't want to join the Air Force. I was looking for a way out. I looked for any way out. So first thing I did, I spoke to my best friend from high school, and he said, you know, you're so
Our
good
men
at
have done
this
well.
fucking game
The
because we were
gates
talking
have
about it because we
fallen.
both love it. You know, we both got each other into this game. He said, you should make videos on those Blitz campaigns that you do, because I used to do them just for fun. And I was like, nah. It's like, you know, might make some views, might make some money, because, you know, he said he had never known anyone to be as obsessed with this game as I was. And so I set out to do that, whilst of course applying for the Air Force. And you know, I got a little bit of traction at first, but I started
Give
to
grace
really
to
love
God.
what I was doing
We
here
have
on
captured
YouTube.
the enemy's walls.
You know, making the Blitz campaigns, the bragging rights, you know, seeing my channel grow. I got, in a sense, addicted to it. And I was still the same, you know, asshole that you knew, you know, AIDS legend as it was known. Legend of Total War here with fuck you advisor, you know, that guy. And I decided that I didn't want to join the Air Force because I wanted to pursue YouTube, because it was the first thing that I've ever done in which I felt like I was in control.
Curses! Our men
I didn't
no
have to
longer
report to
command the
anyone.
city.
I could say whatever the fuck I want and play my favorite game. It was a dream come true. There was just one problem. I wasn't making very much money. And I knew that I could
It is
one day make enough
unwise
money,
to
but
praise
it
the
would take
day
time.
before sunset, but our men are
would
winning the
take
battle
a long
and
time.
forging a worthy victory.
And so I did what I had to do. And you're not going to like this,
Praise
but
to
I
our Lord.
had no choice.
Our men
I
have
knew that I
slain
couldn't
the
pursue
enemy. The enemy
YouTube and
flees
join the
the
Air
battle.
Force.
Run
Because
down
I'd be
those
at, you know,
worthless
boot training,
peasants.
boot camp or whatever. I'd be doing a lot of stuff. I wouldn't have time for it. I needed a job that had no commitment, that paid reasonably well, that I could drop at the drop of a hat, and, you know, I just needed something like that. And so I became a telemarketer. And it was honestly the best and worst experience of my life. Because I
This is a
hated
clear
every minute of
victory
it.
that goes to
I
only
hated it.
men
I
of
hated
great
it.
virtue and
I
valor.
job hopped a lot. I became very good at talking to people and listening to bullshit, because people would complain a lot. Because I would switch between telemarketing and customer complaints. And I'd be moved around a lot, or lose a job and get a new job. I didn't stay at any job for any more than 6 months, right? Because I'd get sick of it. I just had to
We
do
have
something new,
crushed
something
them.
else.
This
All
place
the
is
while,
yours, my lord.
I was a telemarketer for like 2 years, right? For 2 years, between 2013 and 2015, up until Total War, right before Total War Tiller came out. And all throughout this time, I would come home and I would make videos, and I'd watch my channel grow, I'd watch my views per day grow, and I'd be like, I'm gonna do this for a living one day. And I'd see my daily income, and I gotta do everything that I can to get out of this shit lifestyle, because I hate what I'm doing for a living. I hate my fucking life, but I can see a future for myself. And my wife, to her credit, she supported me throughout all of it. And then in 2015, one of my contracts expired on my work, and I looked at my analytics. Total War Attila was about to come out, you know, and I had noticed the growth that I got throughout Rome 2, which I had overplayed. And I thought to myself, okay, if I do the maths right, I will break even when Total War Attila comes out. And so, you know, I told my wife, I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the leap. I've got a bit of savings, you know, from all this telemarketing shit. And I'm going to do this now. I'm going to make it work. It's going to be my full-time job. And she was like, better make it work. And Total War Attila came out, and it worked. And I was able to do it full-time. I wasn't making a lot of money. I remember when it first came out, I was getting 400,000 views a month. And I was like, it is just enough. Just enough to pay all my bills. But then my channel kept growing. It kept growing and kept growing. And growth opens up doors. And in end of 2015, thanks to my friendship with Darren from Republic of Play, I got invited to Creative Assembly to the Mod Awards thing, whatever. Now, at this point here, I had been, you know, I had played Total War Attila, and I didn't like Total War Attila. My channel was still doing pretty well, but yeah, I didn't like Total War Attila, and as you guys know, made it pretty clear that I don't. Just trying to think what to do. This guy's gonna come at us. I want you to go away. I'm gonna give you one last turn to get away. Before I kill you, and I need to get these guys over here so we can move towards Sofia. Anyway, and it was my first taste of meeting Creative Assembly, and it was all thanks to Darren, because I know that if it was, I was not good at networking, I'll be the first to admit. I'm pretty sure it was Darren who first got in contact with me, because I did not reach out to people because of, you know, essentially shyness, but also I had no interest in people. There was no way in hell we're going to win this, so just forget it. It's not worth fighting, just whatever. It'll take them ages to get over to Constantinople, so like I said, forget it. England didn't move, which means he has to die now. But yeah, so I got my first taste of Creative Assembly, and
let them come.
Met them, realized that they pretty much didn't give a shit about what we had to say. You know, they let us speak, but they made no changes because you know, like I said, I had problems with the game, and I feel like they didn't listen at all. Anyway, 2016 rolled on, and
Command me.
starting to get more disillusioned with the direction Total War was taking.
We march on our victims. They will regret.
And I got invited once again by
them all,
Darren, and
man.
Darren told me some stuff, which I don't think I should reveal too much. But basically, I would not have been invited to Creative Assembly if it wasn't for Darren pulling strings, because they didn't want to bring me there. So immediately, I felt unwelcome by Creative Assembly, like straight away, back in 2016. So maybe that gives you a little bit of context about how things went to shit in 2018. This foundation of bad relationship was set in motion in 2015 and 16, so it was a long time coming. Unfortunately, and you know, people didn't know about that, and that's fair enough. It's not everyone's business, really nobody's business. But you know, I began to resent them because you know there were people that had fewer views per day than me, who I believe didn't work as hard as me, didn't have to go through the shit that I did to do this full time, who weren't as good at me as the game, who didn't have as many subscribers as me at the game, but because they, you know, didn't swear in their videos or whatever, or they didn't live as far away, they got favoritism, they got early access, they got They got to be friends with the developers, and I never got anything, and I resented that so much, being treated differently, and it sucked. I mean, I never expected to like get a foothold, to get early access, when I started. But when it became the thing, it became sort of like the thing to get early access, to get flown over to events and to become a part of the Total War community in terms of the development side of things. And it's something that I really wanted to be active in, and I really wanted to help Creative Assembly, which I didn't do a very good job of, I think. I should have communicated better, but unfortunately my experience has taught me to be a bit aggressive.
Only half the enemy force remains.
And I just felt like I was being treated unfairly, and I would ask, what am I doing wrong? Why not me? When do I get a handout? When do I get a shout out? When's my turn? Basically, it became that. And as you guys know, this led me down a bad path. I became entitled. But it was largely just because of everyone else was getting it. Why not me?
Praise the Almighty.
And it sucks to go through that. It sucks to go through something where you watch everybody else who it seems like didn't work as hard as you. And I'm sure that they did. Everyone in the Total War community works pretty damn hard. But that's what I felt at the time. They didn't work as hard as me, and they got more. And it made me very resentful.
All of Christendom will be awed by the victory we have won here today.
And then, in late 2017, Darren left Creative Assembly. And now, Darren's story on its own is an interesting one. And I think he got the bad end of the stick. And I think that he got a rough ride of it as well. And, there's a lot of misinformation about him and about, the rant that he made on Twitch. The thing is about when you're on Twitch is that it's live, and sometimes you just want to talk about things, and sometimes you talk about the wrong thing. But, it got him blacklisted. He got blacklisted before I did. And, I didn't know what to think of it at the time. I thought it was ridiculous that he did get blacklisted, but I didn't really speak up about it. Maybe I should have. Oh well. It is one of my big regrets not sticking it to CA for not giving Darren early access, but it doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, so Darren left Creative Assembly, and that was a very big turning point because I knew he was the only friend I had at Creative Assembly, right? Because as we've already established, I do not seek out friends, okay? Because I'm very distrustful of people. So I didn't have anyone else at Creative Assembly to turn to, and somebody else was the person I had to speak to in order to get early access. And I've already named this person. I don't want to be naming stuff again, and I certainly don't want any more hate going towards him. And in many ways, I feel like I actually owe him an apology. It's hard to apologize to someone that you know isn't sorry to you, because he's hurt me, and I think I've hurt him as well. And it's hard to be the bigger man to say, I'm sorry, but I am sorry that I brought your name into it, and even though I told people not to send you hate, they did it anyway. And it wouldn't have happened if I didn't bring your name into it, and so I'm sorry for that. But still very angry about it.
Your orders? Who do I
anyway,
face?
that was my biggest regret about the whole blacklisting thing, that I brought his name into it. It was the worst thing I did. I'm not sorry for what I said about Thrones of Britannia. Not in the slightest. That game is a fucking piece of shit, and it deserves even worse reviews than it's currently got for it. It's a terrible fucking game. And I really wish I'd ripped into it harder, to be honest. But whatever. But I definitely could have handled that better. We can all handle things better. Anyway.
My lord, should we spare any of
no, oh man, I've missed a chapter.
Waste no time
It's such a
sparing
minor chapter,
enemies
but I
their
got
remains.
suspended on Twitch prior to being blacklisted. I can't remember when exactly it was. It's such a minor footnote in this whole story thing, but it is a somewhat important one.
Appear to be
It's important to
gaining
know the
the upper hand
timeline
in
of
this
it,
battle.
that I got blacklisted from Creative Assembly after I got suspended on Twitch for drawing the swastika. So if you're not familiar with the swastika banning, I was playing Total War Warhammer 2, and I was dicking around, as I usually do, not thinking about my actions, not worrying about offending other people, because nobody worries when I'm offended. Nobody cared about nobody cared about my thing, so I just don't care about what other people found offensive. It's just how it is. And to be honest, I think that's the way it should be. So I learnt to accept it a long time ago. I don't want people to take up my mantle against the Catholic Church. It's fine. But I also, I want to be able to speak my mind. Anyway. And, tell offensive jokes. Because whatever, I'm used to offensive stuff now. Because I grew up with what I felt was the most offensive shit I've ever heard. Anyway. and yet the fucking horrible shit that's in the Bible is protected, but I can't make a joke about something in Witcher 3. Anyway. Onto the story. For the swastika thing, I was playing Warhammer 2. I was playing as a vampire account. I was in a battle that was unlosable, and so I put my soldiers, my grave guard, into a swastika formation. Aligned them in such a way that it looked like it was a swastika. It was silly, I didn't think things through. It was not intended to hate on anyone. There was fucking no context behind it apart from, I'm a silly boy, here's a swastika. Because, you know what the funny thing is, it's like, whenever I played like multiplayer games, people just draw penises and swastikas everywhere. That's just what fucking happens, okay? And I never watched Twitch prior to streaming on it. I didn't know how antsy they would be about this stuff. So I did it, I got punished, it was only 24 hours, it really didn't cost me anything. I gained all of my subscribers back, pretty much straight away, I gained all of my viewers back, and maybe a bit more, because people came to me and was like, I can't believe you actually got suspended for drawing that, it was so silly. Whatever, I didn't contest it because I was just like, it's just the first strike, I'll learn from this, and I won't let it happen again. So I thought. Anyway, and then the blacklist thing happened. Thrones of Britannia comes out, and of course, people were getting early access to Thrones of Britannia, and I was getting fucking sick of it. As I said, this is a long time built up from just complete neglect on CA's part on a business relationship with someone, that was pretty, I was up there with the Total War community, and I was having a hard time competing with people that had half the number of subscribers than me, that were getting early access, that were getting flown out to events. And the thing is, last time I went there in 2016, I told the developers, I said, please keep me in the loop. I love Total War. I know I live in Australia. It's hard for you guys. I can afford to pay my way to these events. Please don't leave me out. I basically begged them, right? And they left me out anyway. And that was so... It was like such a dick slap in the face when they did that. It's just like, well, Legend said he'll pay for himself, but nah, don't bring him anyway. I mean, he's only got one of the top 10 Total War channels. Don't bring him along. We'll bring all these other guys that don't criticize us. Whatever. And I got a bit fucking fed up with that. And so I made that video that basically said I was retiring from Total War. And it was a bit of a gamble because I was fed up with it, man. I was fucking sick of that shit. And they gave me early access to Thrones of Britannia. Now that was a bad one to stake all my my hopes on, because I did not like Thrones of Britannia at all when I played it. I mean, you could ask my wife. When I had it for about a week, and I only played it for about 2 days of that week. And I would come out of my office and I'd be like, I just don't like this game. I don't even want to play it. And she's like, oh, is it that bad? I'm just like, it's just nothing good about it. It's just boring. It's like, I feel like I've played it before. Anyway, this isn't a Thrones of Britannia rant. So I made that video. I tried to make it as nice as possible. And don't forget, I had, I've already made my case about all this. I got done for not following instructions, but the guy never responds to emails. And, we've already made this case, and going over it's not going to help anyone. But anyway, long story short, I got blacklisted. And truth be told, it was probably a good thing overall. It probably should have happened a long time ago, because as we've already established, a working relationship that isn't working should be severed. And it wasn't working. It wasn't working for me, and I don't think they wanted me there in the first place. And that's fine, but they should have said so. And I probably should have severed the relationship earlier as well. So I'm certainly have some cross to bear in that regard. Bit of a Catholic still in me making these analogies. And that's what happened. Now, when I made the video stating that I was blacklisted, of course naming and shaming the guy, that got about a 80% like ratio, which was not great, because it went big on Reddit, and it got shut down like multiple times on Reddit. And, you know, I got a lot of hate for that. And a lot of people said that, you know, that they're glad I got blacklisted, and it made me really upset, because I feel like I worked really fucking hard, and, you know, to watch everybody get all this stuff, and I feel like, yeah, that's just, you know, you know how I felt. It sucked, let me just put it that way, and it sucked that everyone thought I was the bad guy in this, when all I wanted to do was make sure that you guys were well informed about a game that they were not telling you the truth about. And you know, Blacklist came in, and I got a lot of hate on that. But, and it sent me down a bad path, because like I was mentally, it fucked me up mentally, because being what's it called, blacklisted, separated me from other Total War content creators. Nobody would message me anymore. Nobody would say, hey, we should do collaborations or anything like that. Nope, nothing. You know, it seemed like all of a sudden nobody wanted anything to do with me because of the blacklist. In fact, I spoke to some people about it, about the blacklist stuff, and they actually agreed with me, but they would not speak out in public about it because they didn't want to lose their early access, because they didn't want to rock the boat. And whilst I don't hold anything against anyone for doing that, you know, it made me realize, oh, I am alone again. I've always been alone on this platform. Well, alright, fuck everyone then. The only people I can count on is my viewers. And, you know, ever since that stuff with the blacklisting, have I done a single collaboration with any other Total War YouTuber? No, I haven't. I'm just not interested in working with them anymore. Don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against the guys. They're all good guys. But when push comes to shoves, when I needed them, they weren't there for me, and so I just don't want to work with them anymore. That's all there is to it.
The battle seems to be
I've always been
swinging in
happier
our
alone
favor.
anyway.
From such tidings does victory emerge.
Working alone has its ups and downs, though. There's no doubt about it. There's no one to guide me, to give advice, because sometimes I do need guidance, because I'll make silly decisions. You know, I did collaborations with, like, Darren on Twitch, but, you know, that's on Twitch. Anyway. Looks like we got this under control. Did I end up killing the enemy general? So yeah, it really sort of pissed me off until that whole blacklist situation. But like I said, I put all that behind me. But anyway, we came back strong after a couple of months with the disaster campaigns. And its funny thing is when I started doing the disaster campaigns, people started sort of getting in touch with me again. Not to like collaborate, but just to actually just get in touch. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. Like, that'd be nice. That'd be
The
nice,
enemy
but,
are badly blooded.
You didn't support me with my
men.
worst, so you know I'm not gonna work with you now. Not that it was ever on offer, but you know that's how it was.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle.
And I can understand. I can be a hard person to
worthy
work with. So like I said, there was no hard feelings, but at the same time, if people don't have my back, I don't want to work with them. Pure and simple. Because another thing is that I have stood up for people within this community. When they had hardships. Obviously, I go through it the most, so it would be a burden on them, but it's just the way it is. I think we can afford to turn off the fire rule now. Okay, we just gotta finish off these Ruskies. Oh, whoops, I said the R word. Oh, Ruskies, that's a racial slur. Ah, damn it. I'm gonna get banned on Twitter, YouTube now. Anyway. So yeah, doing the disaster campaigns. Everything's going great. Live streams are doing well. So was playing. I had a bit of spare time. I played The Witcher 3. I got really fucking into it. And there's a certain creature in The Witcher 3 which is made fun of a few times. And you know what? I made a little bit of a crossover with things because sometimes things blend. And unfortunately, I got suspended on Twitch. And it leads us to basically today, where I got suspended for 30 days for hate speech, or hateful content, I think they called it. Which I thought was utterly horseshit because there was nothing hateful about it. And, you know, people were warning me in my chat, and I really should have listened to them. I have to bear some of this across. I'm not innocent in all this, but 30-day suspension, hate speech? No, it's not true. It's fucking not. I did not say it. I did not. Oh, fuck me. I have to joke about everything, don't I? Anyway. The thing is, with that, what happened, it was a long conversation. Because it was a discussion on my Twitch channel about this particular joke. Because I thought it was funny. And, you know, some people were like, oh, this is dangerous. And it was a discussion. And then after a long discussion, you know, various things were said, you know, when it is appropriate to say it, when it's not appropriate to say it.
Our enemy has lost his stomach to fight.
And as what you guys will know, sometimes I will exaggerate to make a point. And so I said, and I'm not going to say it now, because I don't want to get this video demonetized, but in a southern accent, I said, you know, I'm going to go shoot me some thingies. And when I've said it to some people, you know, afterwards, like
the
after
enemy
this whole stuff,
are
they found it hilarious, right? As long as I've explained the context first, right? And that was the main thing. You've got to understand the context of it first, okay? You're not actually talking about, you're not talking about the human beings. You are actually talking about the creatures in The Witcher 3. But the point of the joke is that the listener thinks always to accuse someone of racism, and so assumes that you're a racist by default. But you didn't say that word. It sounds similar. The creatures can be used in similar instances, but you are not talking about the human beings. You're talking about those creatures. That was the joke. It's a risky joke, and you run a real fine line with it. But is it hate speech? No. But can it be proven as hate speech? Yes, especially if you take that clip and take it out of context. Anyway, so I didn't explain this very well in the video that I made after doing it, because I was angry and I didn't know what clip had been said. The thing is, with Twitch, you take a 30-second clip, right, of someone saying something and remove 59 minutes and 30 seconds worth of context that led up to it. You send that to Twitch, they'd look at it and be, oh my god, what's he saying? Because don't forget as well, my quality is bad. So someone could easily have said, think I was actually saying the actual N-word, which I wasn't. And, you know, not look into it and be like, shut this guy down now, 30 days, shut him down. We can't have this on Twitch. Totally understand in terms of that. But, you know, the problem was context matters, and I shouldn't have said what I said just because look, I don't think there was any hate speech in what I said, but the problem was I wasn't thinking about what could be proven as hate speech. You know, I don't think about these things a lot because I'm not worrying about, oh, should I say this, should I say that? I don't want to offend anyone. All I worry about is this. I just want to make you guys laugh. You know, if I can say something to make you guys laugh and make your day a little bit better, then fuck the consequences. And unfortunately, that kind of attitude gets you suspended on Twitch. You know, and you know, if there's any people that are black, African American in the video watching this right now, you let me know. Is the joke offensive? Like, 'cause no one was saying so in chat, you know, at the time. Not, at least I didn't see it. And, you know, people were warning me, people who weren't black were warning me that, you know, well, you're treading a dangerous line. But I was confident, because I knew in my heart of hearts, I was not being hateful. I knew my intentions were were to make people laugh, not to make them cry. You know, that's what I wanted to do. And
Who do I face? Let me
I got
strike,
suspended.
my
Anyway,
lord.
I made that video on YouTube, and I didn't do a very good job of it, to be honest. I could have done a much better job of it, but unfortunately I didn't have all the information at hand. When they send you the email from being suspended, they just say, you've been done for hate speech. And that's pretty fucking vague. Define it, please. So I just had to guess that, okay, it was something to do with the, you know, the creatures from Witcher 3. And I made some assumptions. And I realized later down the track that it was because of the clip of me saying it in a southern accent, me going to go shoot them.
Who do I face?
But I didn't know that at the time.
Yes.
Anyway, the problem is as well is that Twitch deleted
Yes, Lord.
every
Creating a huge
second
fight. Let
of
me
that live
strike,
stream,
my
and
lord.
also disabled me from being able to access my account. So I went to appeal my case, which I absolutely feel like I should have, and you guys mostly agreed. I really wasn't sure at the time, because I was just like, have I done the wrong thing? Have I done the right thing? I don't know. I was really confused. And you guys, not unanimously, but for the most part, said yes, I should.
Orders.
Because, you know, it's not going to be unanimous
Yes.
when you're talking about this kind of stuff. There's always going to be people who think
Onward.
you
Who do I
should not
face?
ever talk about this kind of stuff.
Your Majesty.
Fair enough.
My lord.
Name thy enemy, Lord.
And
Let me strike, my lord. Yes.
I couldn't access any of the evidence to exonerate me. You know, I couldn't access any clip where I said, you know, this is a bad example of how to go about it, or couldn't access any of it, you know. So I had to write up the most convincing argument I could. And, you know, in hindsight, I think I did the best I could, but I feel like I could have done a better job. Anyway, I sent the email off 2 weeks ago today. Got an automated response a few hours later, and had to fill out a form. I filled out the form, pressed submit, and here we are. 2 weeks later, no response. And as what has been the theme of this, this whole little session of conversation, I will not put up with business partners, because I am a partner on Twitch, and that means something to me. I will not put up with a partner not valuing my time and my content. I understand sometimes I cross the line, and I should suffer the consequences for that. But those consequences should be fair and reasonable. The swastika thing was not fair and reasonable, but I accepted those consequences. The Witcher 3 joke was not fair and reasonable, and I do not want those consequences. I want to contest it. Now, the problem is I haven't heard back from them. They don't value my time. This is time wasted for me, for me to work, you know, to provide entertainment for my audience, for my viewers. This is wasting my time, and they're not looking into it. Now, of course, I don't expect Twitch to drop everything to go and look at Legend of Total War's claim. Now, I looked into this. I've been looking into it a lot. Let's end the turn here. I don't think there's anything else I can do. Try and make a rush towards Sophia. Pretty
Name
decent
thy
army we
enemy,
got here.
Lord.
Anyway, I looked into it, and it's from information that I got. It should take 7 days for them to get back to me about a suspension, about an appeal. That's what I heard. 7 days gone and passed, and then another 7 days have gone and passed. And, you know, for something that, again, I feel like I did not do what they accused me of. I can argue this case. I feel like I can argue this
Let none
case.
escape.
At least give me the chance to argue it. Don't shut me out. I think that that's really unfair. That they've shut me out with judged me guilty immediately on an out of context video, and don't give me a chance to defend myself. And without a chance to defend myself, like, why am I a partner with this company? If they don't respect me as a content creator, they are more than welcome to do so. Just as Creative Assembly is more than welcome to not respect me as a content creator and a member of this community. More than welcome to. That is their choice, their right as the rights holders. Their right to do it. Okay. But they should at least give me the respect, I believe, of honesty. You know, with the blacklisted side of thing, and I said this to him as well. I said, if there is some reason why I'm at disfavor with Creative Assembly, all I want to know is why. You know, if there is some, you know, if this is hate speech, tell me how it's hate speech, and let me at least argue my case. You know, don't just judge, jury, and execution while I'm fucking asleep without me being able to argue my case. Because, you know, they get to make a report on me and I don't get to fucking defend myself. You know, they took me out the back and shot me, basically. You know, fucking Gestapo style. And if you're thinking, well, look, it's just 30-day suspension, is that really hurting you? Imagine not being able to go to work for 30 days, but then also imagine that your clients, imagine if you're the boss of your work, and you tell your clients, I can't work on your projects that are urgent for 30 days. Do you expect them to fucking stick around? They will find someone else. Not working for 30 days has long-reaching consequences. On YouTube alone, if you don't upload every day, you suffer for it. So not being on Twitch for 30 days will cost me in the vicinity of $10,000. Probably. I've added it up, and that's just an estimate, of course. But due to lost subscriptions, due to lost viewers, due to having to rebuild my fucking reputation, it will cost me something in the vicinity of $10,000. Now, the funny thing is like, I don't really care about money, but I haven't really admitted to this right now, but I don't want to. But me and my wife are thinking about starting a family, right? And we can't do that without money. She wants to quit her job, okay? She can't do that if she can't rely on me, you know? And I feel like I've let her down over a fucking joke, you know? So this has huge consequences. Now, my wife is not angry at me for this joke. She's on my side, and, you know, my wife's the best when it comes to this stuff. But, you know, not saying we are starting a family, but, you know, we're thinking about it. You can't do it without money, you know? And I've tried to be better, but I'm part Total War player, part entertainer, part comedian. I'm not a great comedian, but I do hope I make you guys laugh. That's my way of doing things. I push boundaries, you know? I make you think. I make you think horrible things, but they're not actually horrible. And I wasn't given the opportunity to defend myself. And that means that we can't start a family until I build things back up. And that takes time. And we're getting, like, I'm 31 years old, and it's getting older. This is gonna cost me more than just money. It's over a fucking joke. And maybe I shouldn't have made the joke, but like I said, I didn't think about it at the time. And, you know, there's people who have been messaging me saying that they miss my content on Twitch. Nobody messaged me saying that they think that I'm a racist, you know? Or that that they were offended by it, you know? People are just missing my content. I can't do anything about it. Like, I've missed out on the Vampire Echo stuff completely because I had planned for it, and I couldn't deliver the plan because, you know, on YouTube I plan certain things, and on Twitch I plan other things. I wasn't able to do it. So this is my second strike on Twitch. I don't think they're gonna get back to me. Because it's been 2 weeks now, and, you know, Twitch does their thing, and life moves on without me on the internet, you know. My content's not changed. It's still just as good this game as ever. I can still play it. But so this is the crux of what I'm talking about. The real end thing. As I've already established, I won't put up with people with companies that don't value me as a content creator. If Twitch doesn't value me as a content creator, that's their right. But I'm a partner. I have made Twitch thousands of dollars. That's just a fact. I can fucking, you know, they make half of whatever subscription monies that I make. I can tell you, I've made fucking quite a bit of money off it. And that's all donations from you guys. And don't forget, I didn't build myself up on Twitch. I built myself up on YouTube. I broke YouTube terms of services to bring my audience over to Twitch. Of course, I didn't realize what I was doing at the time. You know, when I was making those videos saying, "Hey, I'm live streaming on Twitch now," that was against YouTube's terms of services. So I did that, and that benefited Twitch. Okay, YouTube never gave me a strike, never did anything against anything like that. YouTube's actually been very fair to me. And, you know, and Twitch drops me at the fucking drop of a hat. Like, flip of a coin, drop that fucking Legend of Total War. We don't want any. We'll take his money, we'll take his viewers, but we don't want his content. We don't want his influence on our delicate platform. And that is their right to do so. You know, they had every right to suspend me, but I'm a partner. I worked hard to become a partner, and they did not respect me as a partner. And so I have come to the decision that if they do not respond fairly, you know, if they just like fucking dismiss me outright without any sort of explanation, it's not good enough. You know, considering I've made them thousands of dollars, never go to their events, I never cost them a cent really. I've decided to cancel my partnership with Twitch and live stream on YouTube, which was a very difficult decision to make. Very difficult, because Twitch is the largest gaming platform. If you want to be big, you gotta be on Twitch. YouTube is just not the largest gaming platform. It's the largest video platform, but I'm a gamer. You know, that's what I do. I don't know what I do here. Like, to be honest, I don't even need these units. If they can just keep these guys distracted for a while, that's good enough. So I've decided that I will. I mean, YouTube has been improving quite a bit with their live streaming side of things. And another thing to consider, and I'm sure some people are saying, why don't you just do both? I cannot do both. It's in Twitch's terms of services. As a partner, you must be exclusively on Twitch. So I cannot live stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So in order to live stream on YouTube, I have to cancel my partnership with Twitch. And because Twitch has valued me so little as a partner, I see that as the obvious choice to me, a difficult choice that I've come to conclude. But here's the thing about YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 6 years. YouTube has been
only half the enemy force remains.
But it has honestly been the best employer I've ever had. I've said some horrible shit on YouTube that I probably should have gotten a community guideline strike for. That could have been taken out of contents that I'm almost certain was reported. And I've never had a problem from YouTube. I've had things demonetized, but everything that got demonetized should have been demonetized. Nothing, I feel like, has been unfair with YouTube. They've made some silly decisions, and I've called them out on those decisions. But they've done right by me, and I did wrong by them. So I feel like I'm going to... The best I can do is to make up for it and stay loyal to
the enemy general flees like the coward
platform
he is.
That has
Press
given
onward
me
and break the spirit of his army.
A dream job. Not to the one that gave me nothing and took from me everything. Which is Twitch.
The Lord above his kind. We have captured
that's
the
where
enemy's
I'm at.
general.
And I don't know if you guys will appreciate that decision. I know a lot of you guys do really enjoy my Twitch live streams. And maybe you don't like YouTube live streams. I don't know. Maybe more of you guys will like... Come on, talking bitch. Maybe you guys would like my YouTube live streams more. But I won't know until I give it a shot. And I can't go back to Twitch after all this. Even after the suspension is up. Like, I'm going to respect the suspension. I'm going to wait out the 2 weeks out of respect for Twitch.
By
because,
the Lord above,
it's a good platform.
Our foe has been much humbled. Let all who remember this day remember.
You know, I've probably caused them problems. So I will respect the suspension. And I won't live stream at all for another 2 weeks. But after that, if I don't get a satisfactory response out of this, which I want to have my reputation restored, then I just don't see the point of being on Twitch anymore. Because this could happen again. And it's already happened once. It's happened twice now. And it can happen again. And I'm prone to this sort of stuff. I don't try to be edgy. I don't try to offend people. But, you know, these things happen. I don't like that these guys are here. These things happen.
Let me strike, my lord.
And, you know, you can give your partner at least some leeway. Or you can give them none. Thing is, if you don't give me any leeway, then I'm not going to give you any more business. That's, you know, I think that that's fair, you know. I've made you some money. It was good while it lasted, but I think it's time we part ways, Twitch. You just didn't handle this well enough for me.
Come on.
YouTube's always been better, so I'm going to YouTube. What else can I do?
Name thy enemy, Lord.
Because like I said, if I go back to Twitch, I'll
send
continue.
them to
I don't
hell
want to change.
or
I'm not
worse.
sorry. I'm not sorry
March.
for the joke I made.
Waste
You know?
no time respecting
Nobody was
enemy
offended.
this day, man.
People just pretend to be offended, you know? Nobody should be offended by it. Somebody just sought to get me, and they
My
got me.
lord, the tide of battle seems to have turned against us. We must act and halt this turn of events.
And yeah, I can't be on Twitch anymore. But I hope you guys understand why that is. Look, I haven't 100% made this decision yet. These are my thoughts, my current thoughts. And you know, just like I said with the retirement from Total War, you know, I threatened to retire from Total War, and you know what? I didn't. And you know what? Creative Assembly was worse than what I expected when, you know, they got in touch with me. They were fucking shit about it. They were terrible. Because I said that was the main reason why I wanted to retire from Total War. I just wasn't getting the respect that was deserved. Well, I felt I deserved from Creative Assembly. And, you know, they gave it a chance and it just didn't work out. But I still stayed. And there's a reason for that. You guys. You guys enjoy my content. You guys support me. Even probably when I do the wrong thing. And yeah, I'll continue to do so. I'll continue to make content that you guys will enjoy. I will continue to fight, to continue to keep doing the things that I want to do the way I want. I'm not going to bend myself and you know, piss off the people that have supported me for years by making content that every other normie is making. You know, I'm going to keep doing things my way, and I'll do it on YouTube. Like I said, it's not set in stone, but that's where things are currently. And even if Twitch watched this video, right? Like, I'm a small streamer. You know, what's $1,000 a year to them? Really? They probably don't give a shit. It's not worth their trouble. Fucking, there's plenty of other live streamers like me. Fine. I'll bring it to YouTube then. No problem. And you're right. Yep, same thing. Twitch, you know, you're not the only platform out there. You are the biggest, but you're not necessarily the best for me. You know, we're not a good fit, basically. So that's how it is. It's like, I think the thing that hurt me the most is just this, like it. Views have been down so much, and it all started with this fucking Twitch live stream stuff. Suspension. It always makes it. Wish I'd never even gone onto Twitch, really. Fucking wieners. Oh well, that's life, isn't it? Yeah. Why does this keep happening to me? It's because of who I am. I don't play ball with people easily, and there's, you know, I'm not the only person like this. I'm certainly probably the only person in the Total War community. I'm definitely the black sheep of the Total War community. There's no doubt about that, but you know, I don't think that makes me a bad person. It just means that everyone else is very agreeable, and I'm very disagreeable. But at the same time, I wouldn't be able to be here if there wasn't a demand for it. If there wasn't an outcry from some of the community that are fed up with the Total War games in the way that they are currently, with the laziness of Creative Assembly, with the shitty DLC policies, you know, with shitty PC cultures, PC culture. You know, people are fed up with that shit, and it's not going to go away. That someone posted on the first video on the announcement of the 30-day suspension video that what was it saying? Yeah, first they came for person X, X being, you know, just a variable, you know, insert whatever. And I didn't say anything because I was not a X person. Then they came for person Y, but I didn't say anything because I was not a person Y. Then they came for
the
me,
fortune of battle goes our way.
but there was
Let's
no
pray
one
it
left to speak
remains as such.
for me. I think that's it's a wise saying. I don't know where it comes from, but someone posted it and it stuck with me. I really liked it.
We are blessed. The enemy general is dead. We have sent the idiot to hell.
Yeah, you can't fight Sarsgaard. It's a bit of a mess. Yeah, lots of horse archers can be pretty hard to micromanage, but I'm just doing the best I can. I really should be putting these guys on skirmish mode, I think, but I hate skirmish mode. It makes such a mess of things.
Only half the enemy force remains.
So yeah, I think I've reached the end of that little story, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. We've still got a lot to go on this, because we're still at 2 settlements. But I really don't want to spend more than 1 episode on this. You know, I may just need to. Because the thing is, like, it's late in the campaign, and the later on in the campaign, the more armies you have to face. If it was earlier on in the campaign, like, the armies are smaller, and, like, it's just, these battles are taking a long time. Like, what a mess this fucking battle is. I have to fight 3 armies before I can fucking get to Sophia. And then if I want to get to another settlement after that, I have to deal with another 3 armies. Okay.
Praise the Almighty! Our enemy has lost his stomach to fight. We must push our advantage. The enemy are overcome. This
Crushed him.
No, no!
We need them out of the way so I can just get to Sophia.
We tore them apart, my lord. Victory! Let me strike, my lord.
Don't have much money. Alright.
Name thy enemy, lord.
Alright, we should be able to besiege the settlement.
Command me. Yes, marching. We must name thy enemy, lord. We shall send them to hell or worse.
Oh, fuck
March.
me.
When shall we attack the
Money, money,
wars,
money.
then, my
I need
lord?
money now. I don't even know if I need that much money. Doesn't matter.
Command me.
Take it now.
We march on our victims.
Nice.
We show little mercy.
Nice.
They deserve
15,000. Good, good,
We
good, good,
march
good. Alright.
toward your enemy's streets. Victory!
Where do we gotta go now? I think we should go to Thessalonica. Try to take Greece. This is weird seeing the Timurids out here. I usually destroy them before they even get a city. That's weird. You let them get this far in? Shameful. Shameful. Nothing available to be recruited yet. But we used up most of
do I
our
face?
movement so they can stay there.
Yes.
Okay, so these mercenary
Yes.
revolts, sorry, mercenary monster bombard. It's a little bit on the expensive side, and yeah, get rid of it. Definitely got its value out of that. And let's move on. So yeah, obviously I've spilled my guts in terms of this this episode here, but I've been sitting on this stuff for a while, and I do respect and appreciate you guys, and I want to, you know, be as open to you guys as possible, and I want to keep doing the best content as I can. Unfortunately, that kind of content is just risky sometimes, you know, and I'll get into trouble, and it's never hateful, and I want to try and not to get destroyed because of a damn joke.
My lord, the enemy lays siege. What shall we do?
They come here to siege, but they shall leave here dead.
I don't like that.
Battle will resolve our differences. Yes, lord. This is where we shall meet the enemy.
Why this Cossack? Oh wow, they're actually really strong in melee.
Yes,
Shit.
Your Majesty.
Your orders?
Yes, my lord.
Okay, I might be able to get some of these guys there.
Orders.
Your Majesty.
March! On to the ships.
This is a course we cannot plot. We cannot sail there.
As my lord wills, we march to battle. The troops are assembled!
That's a good one for you. And it's better to live one day as a lion than 100 years as a sheep. Italian proverb. I thought that was an Arab proverb. Doesn't matter. Good saying. Definitely apt to what we were talking about. That is true. I mean, you can suffer a lot being like this. You know, speaking your mind, you know, being boisterous. You know, people often won't appreciate it, but it's better. You get the highest highs, but also the lowest lows. I wouldn't trade that. I wouldn't trade the highest highs for the mediocrity that is, you know, just making everybody feel nice all the time. They didn't get a single chance to shoot.
Praise to our lord! Our men have slain the enemy general. Now his men will... The enemy are bad. The battle is in our favor. Praise the Almighty! Our enemy has lost his stomach to fight. We must push our advantage.
We might get a new general out of this as well.
All of Christendom will be awed by the victory we have won.
You have earned the ransom, lord. Take it. The day is ours, lord. The enemy are
No,
beaten.
new general.
Your Majesty.
Command me.
If it is a fight you wish,
Come, we shall send them to hell or worse. March! No matter how they beg.
Ugh. Excuse me, I'm a bit tired. It's a lot of energy to like just sit there and like spill your guts like that, because like I don't know. Occasionally, like one or two people can say something nasty, and it's not pleasant. But you got to grow thick skin and be like, just don't let it affect you. I'm sure the vast majority of you guys will appreciate me being candid, because I've done it before and you've appreciated it then. But obviously, some things you should just, you know, keep to yourself. But unfortunately, I just felt like my reputation was really badly tarnished, and unfairly so. And I want to fight for it, you know? Alright, I'm not going to get people over here that way. So, yeah, might be some changes coming along. Hard to say whether or not they're going to be good or bad. I mean, even the disaster campaigns were a little bit of a risk, but I mean, not really. I spoke to a few people before I did it, and they were like, "That's a great idea." I definitely could have done a better job. But the thing is, if you live life like that, you'd be like, you can always do a better job of anything. It's very, very rarely do I think to myself, you know what? I handled that situation perfectly. And even in battles where I kick ass, sometimes I think to myself, I feel like I could have done better, you know? And I think that's the thing. As long as you always think like you can do better, and there's always room for improvement, perfection is something that you can never attain, but you must always strive to achieve. Then we just gotta go in there. They've got just as many missile units as we do. So far, looking pretty good.
The battle is in our... The enemy general flees like the coward he is. Press onward and break the spirit of his army. Praise the Almighty.
Damn, that was fast. Holy shit. I think a lot of them are going to get away, though. Huh? I got cannon towers. I didn't need to sally out. I could have just used my cannon towers. Shit, I'm actually shooting my own troops.
This is a
I didn't kill them all,
victory.
but I was taking additional casualties, and we want to keep moving, so... We'll never lose this settlement if it's got cannon towers. I only need to leave one person behind.
Victory!
More cavalry reinforcements. They're by far my best units.
Let me strike, my lord.
Orders.
We march on our victims.
So I'm going to get another cannon from here.
Continuing tomorrow.
No big deal. Alright, cool. So we cleared out all that filth. Yeah, let's get that going up in there so that that'll sort it out.
Yes. Full
Man,
sail.
I don't trust these Mongols. Damn, everything's been built in Sophia. So let's have a look at this. Oh man, I haven't even brought him back up to what he was at his peak. Damn. But the thing is, he's like, the game is so developed, it's like hard to do it in a single episode. Just give me a bit more. I mean, I've only captured one additional settlement, but it's a better kingdom now. Do a bit more. I might have to go beyond an hour and a half to try to just give him back some footholds into these areas. I'll see if I can get to Corinth. Fuck, that was lucky I left there. That's gonna cost us a little bit.
Name thy enemy, Lord.
Why are we moving so slow? What the fuck?
Command me. Name thy enemy, Lord. Let me command me. Name thy enemy, Lord.
Orders.
Who do I face? Name thy enemy, Lord.
Fuck infantry, man, slowing us down.
Command me.
Huh, alright then. This late in the game, another faction
Name thy
destroyed.
enemy, Lord. Command me. Let me strike, my lord. Moving away now, my lord.
Yes.
Name thy
There we go.
enemy,
The
Lord.
gates are open because it's so badly damaged.
Let me strike, my lord. Name thy enemy, Lord. Your Majesty. Breaking up the forces.
Yes.
Command me.
I don't know what's in there.
We march on our victims.
Auto-resolving that would be pretty difficult.
They will regret not fleeing first. Kill them
Well,
all,
that's
men!
difficult, but it'd be risky. Costly, at least. Let's try and make sure they can't get back to the town square, because our king, our emperor, has got a lot of dread. We're gonna need to swarm this guy.
Give grace to God. We have captured the enemy's walls.
Oops. Nice. Okay, you guys can stand back. Don't worry about it.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy
Dread,
victory.
it's just the best thing.
My lord, our men have taken control of the city.
Shit.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and hold... This is a clear...
Alright, so that wasn't so bad.
We tore them apart,
Good.
my lord.
The money that we made from that would
Victory!
be able to
They stood no
repair
chance.
the walls.
I have silenced them.
Good, now we're talking. Getting our population up, getting our people back. A
Name thy
highly
enemy,
mobile
Lord. Yes.
cavalry force. Get our way down to Corinth, take that, and then call it a day. I mean, you shouldn't lose Sofia. Those are the best units. Yeah, you see, I assumed that these dismounted Byzantine lancers were actually spearmen. Because of the... Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Don't need to build anything there.
This is not good, Lord. The enemy...
Actually revive the Pope. I'd say no bother. Alright, well we gotta lift this siege. I mean,
Yes,
he
Lord.
could easily do it
This is
himself, but
where
he
we shall
probably
meet
doesn't know how
then.
to.
All our people's hopes are with you, men.
My lord, the tide of battle seems to have turned against us. We must act and halt this turn of events.
Mounted archers. Archers, forward. Heavy cover. Move forward.
Hard to utilize these towers. There we go. Alright, we'll just pause the recording as these towers do their thing. Alright, so this is about, I don't know, 10 minutes of waiting. I think that's enough. Let's put them out of their misery. Alright. Need you to get off the wall. And you guys to get up here. Because we don't want to shoot our own men. It's not a good idea. I didn't mean to shoot them in the previous battle. Here. We'll just charge in, eh?
The enemy flee. By the Lord above, our foe has been much
Oh, we didn't finish him off? Yeah, well.
The enemy are beaten.
Oh, motherfuckers. Oh, well, it wasn't much
We
there.
would see you dead.
Just throwing us behind anyway.
Who do I face?
What do we got here? Alright, we need... I'm gonna need some mercenaries to hold on to Thessalonica.
Yes. Your Majesty. Who do I face? Let me command me. Yes. Split orders. Name thy enemy, Lord. Approaching,
Doesn't
my
really
lord.
move very far.
Command me. Your Majesty. Name thy enemy, Lord.
Well, whatever. Okay, so we've got another Russian army coming up through here. You know what funny thing is at the start of this campaign, Russia should be called Novgorod. But right now, it should be called Russia. Oh, there's no point. It's got plague, and also, yeah, just doesn't need it. Income's decent. Alright, like I said, I really want to get to Corinth before we end this. I don't think we need a second episode on this. I mean, if he can't handle it from here, like, he just needs to get better. It's pure and simple. Like, Russia has taken a serious hit. And you're strong, you're rich. Keep going. You know, just keep pushing into Russia. You can do it.
Who do I face?
Side with the Mongols, definitely.
Let me
Because
strike.
if we
my
look
lord.
here, Turks, Mongols. No thank you. They're stronger now than they were when they fucking started because you didn't repel them. They're not though. Ugh, at least they're attacking them and not you. God damn. Actually, just out of curiosity, how many factions are gone? Let's have a look here. Poland, Holy Roman Empire, Scotland, and Moors. That's all. Man, that is not many factions that have been
Let me
eliminated.
strike, my lord. We shall send them to hell or worse.
Shouldn't be a problem, even though it says balance of power. It's
Waste
not that
no
good.
time as sparing enemies these days.
Just use terror tactics. Just rush charge them, make them flee. We're almost at Corinth. We'll take Corinth, and that'll be 3 castle regions and 2 city regions that are under his control. And I'm sure it'll be worth a lot of money.
It is unwise to praise the day. The enemy general has no honor. He flees the field of
Which
battle
one's the
and
general?
abandons
Is it
his
this one here?
men.
It is, yeah. Good capture him.
Glorious heaven above! Our men have captured the enemy general. Guard him well, give the dog some wine, and be sure he can see us defeat the rest of his army.
Since it's been captured, we should just be able to charge in there now and finish them off.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
And the funny thing is with this, is that Russia and Byzantines are the only two Orthodox nations in this. And we're the only ones fighting. We're like, fighting each other with no one else.
The enemy flees
So I don't know
the
if Russia's
battle.
fighting anyone else.
Run down!
But we're not. Imagine the Turks can't be too happy about us cancelling the alliance, but, you know.
By
we
the
have to
Lord
cancel it with
above,
someone, better to cancel it with the weaker one. Move. I got a deadline to hit. I've said everything I need to say. Let's move on.
We march on our victims. Stopping for the night.
Yeah, well, we're gonna need some mercenaries to get in there, otherwise... Yeah, we can't get in there. Should maybe try a spy if he can get in there. We'll see. Still a plague goes on here, no point retraining them until it's done. So just give him some soldiers to work with. Like, he's down on cash. Which, you know, definitely has its downsides. But... Oh, what the hell? It got converted. Okay. Shame we didn't save Edessa. Well, wait, hang on. He rendered Kaffa. Shame we didn't save that, but I can't save everything sometimes. So where did he go to the capital?
Let me strike, my lord.
Yeah, he went to the capital. Okay. He's 61 years old? Ah, he's gonna die next turn.
Name
Oops.
thy enemy, lord.
I wasn't really paying attention to it. So, looking at this, checking out Russia, militarily, so, yeah... Yeah, I don't know. He's
Who do I
still got
face?
some work to do.
Let me strike, my lord.
I mean, like I
We shall
said
send them
so
to
many
hell
times now,
or worse.
I'm not here to win the
March.
campaign for you.
Now we have them. We lay siege. When shall we attack the walls then, my lord?
We're probably going to have to auto-resolve
face?
that, just because we've only got one siege equipment, and yeah, maybe, I don't know, we'll see.
My lord, should we spare any of
Good,
them?
good.
We show little mercy.
Alright,
They
with
deserve
that,
none.
with him
We
bit of
march
money
through
in the
your
bank,
enemy's streets.
bordering an ally
Victory!
here, I would recommend taking these guys and move it. Actually, you know what, I'm going to make
Name
you
thy
do that
enemy,
right now.
Lord.
Get over here,
Yes.
get to the north. You know what, we'll do a couple more turns, just so I can get him into position to get to Bucharest. At least we don't have to build the temples. Making a little bit of cash,
Come on,
nothing
mate.
major. Man, is it just me or are we moving really slowly?
Approaching, my lord. Name thy enemy, lord.
I know. Alright, so we'll end it here. mission failed. What was it? Nah, don't worry about that shit. It was not worth bothering about. Alright, so the Russians, if we have a look at them, they have many enemies. Okay, so I guess you can use that to your advantage. They're fighting over here as well. Alright. I didn't get you as strong as you once were, but you're just gonna have to do it from here. I'm not here to win the campaign for you, but the disaster has definitely been averted. You've got some strong forces around the place. Certainly stronger than what you started off with in this. And to those of you who listened throughout the entire bit of, candid chat, I certainly do appreciate you listening, and any insight that you may have on it, and I value your opinions. Anyway, I'll catch you later, fuckers.